Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic Public Works project completion. It's a great day to be out here. It's not often we get to celebrate projects this early in the year, and it just so happened that we are about 3.5 months ahead of schedule on this one. So typically we finish most of our projects towards the end of the year. So anyway, the Buren Street Bridge was identified a few years ago through the biennial bridge inspection process to have some structural deficiencies and was subsequently load restricted to 17 tons. This is a very significant bridge as it is an entryway into downtown and also a delivery route for the local businesses and carries approximately 10,600 vehicles a day. When the project was designed, we took the opportunity to make enhancements to the pedestrian facilities as well as the lighting, which you see today is a significant improvement to what was there before. This bridge is also in the middle of the ongoing riverfront development and connects to our magnificent trails network. The bridge is now complete. It was open to traffic last Friday. With some minor restoration work yet to be done, it is now open to unrestricted traffic. The project is ahead of schedule by over 3 months, as I mentioned. I would like to thank the design team of Engineering Resources, Inc., the prime contractor, Primco Incorporated, the inspection team from Butler, Fairman, and Seifert, City Engineer Patrick Zaharako and Kyle Ghazi from our test lab who did a lot of work on this, and our local public works staff for getting this wonderful project completed on schedule and on budget. I would now like to hand over to Mayor Henry to say a few words. Mayor?
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. I've got a few notes here, but really what this does is continue the emphasis on making sure that we have good traffic flow throughout our city. If we're going to brag about our city as far as being able to get from one point to another, you're going to have a good series of accessibility components. And that's what this is all about. It's certainly a bridge that needed to be addressed as far as its structure and the like. But more than anything, we're allowing people to continue to move throughout our city. That's what this is all about. We've got to make sure that there's not congestion and there's not a disruption on a constant basis for people to be able to enjoy the amenities of our city. Now, on a side note, it's terribly important because my wife's place is right down the street, and people have been having a hell of a time getting there. So I want to thank Shan particularly for that. See, hopefully she'll get a little more business now. But seriously, I can't thank all of those involved, from Engineering Resources to obviously our own staff and all of those who are involved in putting this project, this program together. And it'll continue. We've got almost 100 bridges in this city, and every single one of them now is in a queue to determine when they need to be addressed. And that's something that we never really had before. And now that Sean's team is involved in it, we can rest assured that when a bridge needs to be repaired, needs to be replaced, that it's in the queue to get that done. So, Sean, I want to thank you again. Pat, thank you as well. And thank all of you who were a part of putting this project together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Wanted to give a little bit of more information about the bridge project in total. This was a superstructure replacement, basically replacing the beams up on the bridge. The substructure was in good condition, so we reused it, which helped save a lot of money. Overall, this project cost about $2.5 million and came in construction within the contract amount. So that's always a great thing when we can complete a project on budget and ahead of schedule. As Sean mentioned, we have removed the load limit of 17 tons. Now it's free and clear to transport over 40 tons of weight at a time. One of the things we did on this bridge was use a new type of concrete called E5 concrete on the deck, and by using that, it created a stronger, more impervious concrete that should create a longer and more useful life out of the bridge deck and save us money in the long run. That bridge deck has over 400 cubic yards of concrete just in the deck. That's over 45 truckloads of concrete that was all placed in one day's time for that bridge deck. The bridge deck does provide now a barrier between the vehicular traffic and pedestrians and the bicyclists, so it's a safety improvement. And we have decorative lighting so that people crossing the bridge at night can have a safe crossing. And the new railing provides easy viewing of the river, so it helps with this being the end of what will be a future phase of riverfront and making it tie into that project. So this was coordinated with that. With that, I wanted to thank our in-house staff, Catherine and Teresa and Kyle, for helping out on this project, and all the other contractors that may have worked on the bridge also along with Primco. With that, I'm going to turn it over.
I guess my role here today is to express some appreciation on behalf of the people that use the River Greenway and just generally use other modes of transportation when traveling throughout the city. And boy, I can do that very, very sincerely. I can tell you, there have been so many improvements in Fort Wayne over the years, and I think this bridge is just a great example of that. It's really wonderful to see this bridge connect the downtown to the nearby neighborhoods. And I think the previous speakers kind of alluded to all this, but they kind of circled around it, but they didn't quite use the words. I'm going to say it. It's fun. It's really fun to come to and from the downtown on this bridge. It is fun to look through those railings and see the kayakers and see everybody enjoying the river, which is another improvement we've had over the last few years. It's just been a lot more fun to have people walking down to festivals and things like that. And this bridge is going to make that happen even more and more. I use the bridge to commute to the food co-op and also to the the West State Kroger, and occasionally to a bar, the Green Frog, once in a while. So it helps for all those things, and I think other people are commuting to other things. And so I think I'm the last speaker, so I'm not sure how to end it, but I thought I'd suggest maybe a round of applause for the city for all the great improvements they've made in making it possible for all kinds of people, not just automobiles, to enjoy the city and get around.
Thank you, and that was Joe Francis, who's a resident of the West Central neighborhood and an avid bicyclist as well as a trail user. So that kind of concludes our conference here. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to take that, but what we would like to do is to have my public works staff shut down the road for just a couple of minutes while we do a ribbon cutting right at the south end of the bridge. So.
Please. Your shirt straight. Perfect.
Find a spot.
Find a spot.
Between, by a name, and then you get to keep one of that section.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, look up here. Right, and 3, 2, 1, go cut.
There you go.
Great.
Thank you all. Thank you. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Mayor, would you like
Want to do a second group?
Sure. All right, ready? In 3, 2, 1.
Now you got your souvenir.